Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Tag Team Podcast. It's the Big 5-0, episode 50. I can't believe we made it to 50. It's kind of exciting. It's a big number. Just so grateful for you guys tuning in every week and enjoying this podcast. I just wanted to say that before we get into a little bit of sports talk. We just had the greatest sports weekend in a long time. But right now, it's Seam Talk. We got playoff baseball action underway right now. Game twos of some wild card weekend, or I shouldn't say week are underway.
Yep.
A lot of fun, but we don't want to start there. We want to backtrack a little bit, and we want to go to the land of misery, where souls go to die, and where you're just a piece of shit, and that is the New York Mets fandom. So
yeah,
go ahead, Johnny.
Welcome to the Tag Team Loser Podcast, home of the New York fucking Mets. And I don't really have much to say besides the fact that we were 45-24. 21 games over 500. At that point in time, probably a 99% chance to make the playoffs. Especially since the fact that the mid-80s got into the playoffs. So you think with 100 games left to play, you literally needed to win 42 games to get into the playoffs. You spend over $350 million in the offseason. You sign Juan Soto to the second richest contract in MLB history, depending on the years and deferred money, and I don't really want to get into that. Pete Alonso comes back, opts in for the 1 year, the team option 1 year. You got Francisco Lindor, $300 million shortstop. And you have about the worst second half collapse in MLB history. I don't remember a team who was over 500, 20 games over 500, and goes on to miss the playoffs, especially in a year where we have a very, very weak National League. The Cincinnati Reds are currently getting smoked by the Dodgers. They lost 10-6 last night, and it was 10-2. They play again tonight. They have no chance against that Dodgers team. And that's not to shit on the Reds, but the way they got into the playoffs was because the Mets are a bunch of sorry-ass pussies. And it's really bad when the owner has to come out and give a public apology on X. I have no words for that. When you have to come out as an owner and publicly apologize for how bad your team is, that's fucking embarrassing. And there's nothing I could say about that. Everyone on the team showed no fight. It's a win or go home day. You show up to Miami. Miami, one of the worst teams in the league. The team has no heart. The team has no fight. The pitching sucks. The bullpen continued to be bad. They gave up 4 runs in 1 inning, and that's it. They couldn't even muster 1 run with their lives on the line. And then about 3 minutes after Pete Alonso's out the door, he's gone. He literally announces he's gone. He's leaving the team. That just goes to show what the locker room atmosphere was like. That just goes to show what the coaching staff was like. Nobody wanted to be there. Nobody wanted to play for that owner. Nobody wanted to show up for the city of New York. And at the end of the day, Mets fans deserve better. And that sounds very selfish to say coming off a National League Championship Series appearance in which we put up a very good fight against the Dodgers. That's very selfish to say after coming off an offseason where you signed one of the best players in the league in Juan Soto to a $700+ million contract. I understand this all sounds ridiculous, especially when we have the richest owner in the league. But we deserve better. We deserve more fight out of these players. We deserve more heart out of this team for the city of New York. And I'm fucking tired of it, man. I'm so tired of it. Steve Cohen comes out and says he wants to be a World Series champion within 3 to 5 years. And what have we gotten so far? We have a National League Championship Series appearance, and we have 1 loss in the wild card. After spending by far and away the most money out of everybody else besides the Dodgers. But the Dodgers continue to go and make playoff runs and show out. And that's all I really have to say. I'm gonna burn my Pete Alonso jersey. Add that to the collection of bullshit jerseys I have. I have Pete Alonso, Odell Beckham Jr. Who else do I have Noah Syndergaard, who left the team shortly after. I have Landon Collins, who shit the bed. I mean, I have a bunch of jerseys in my closet that are just a bunch of horse shit. And I'm really tired of it. I'm really tired of being a New York sports fan. And I don't know, man. That's all I have to say. Just coming from a salty Mets fan. And That's all I got.
You're a fan of the New York Mets. What do you expect? Mets are always going to Met, no matter what.
It's a 162 game season, and you were 45-24. How the fuck do you miss the playoffs?
I love how you.
I don't get it.
Talking about. I love how you.
And you play in the National League East, who has the Nationals and the Marlins and the Braves in a down year. The Braves were in a down year, and we still missed the playoffs.
I just have to say,
I can't, man.
Being like, you come in being like it's a must-win series against the Marlins. Like you didn't have 159 other games to prove yourself. And I can't say anything. I'm a Cardinals fan. My team freaking stunk this year. We were bad. We were so bad, and we were so bad this year that the NL. This just goes to show how bad you mentioned it. How bad the NL is. We were so bad this year, and still we're 4 games out with like 8 to go. That's how bad the NL was, and the Mets still missed the playoffs. And I'm here to say my team sucks. My team doesn't spend money. Thank God. New president of baseball operations. We're on to a new wave. Cardinals fan, I don't have much to say. Our season sucked. We need to blow the team up, come back, and rebuild this team in the offseason. For you, I don't know where you go from here. I don't know how you go there and spend that much money and proclaim so many things about how great this team is. And you guys missed the fucking playoffs. Like that's
you know what I could say? I'm going to chalk this up.
It's disgusting. And I feel so bad for you.
I want to chalk this up to one thing. I was so pumped at the trade deadline. We got Tyler Rogers. We got Gregory Soto. We got Ryan Helsley. And it turned out that was the worst thing we could have done because all those guys took the sheets that were right behind me and they absolutely shit all over them and smeared it everywhere. That's what I can chalk it up to. Terrible bullpen, offense laid down. We couldn't execute late in games. We were 0-67 when losing after the 8th inning. How do you not have one comeback in the 9th inning a whole season? It's 162 games. One game. You can't come back in the 9th inning? Are you shitting me? How is that even possible?
And you know what's funny? I went to a game, my own self. I went to 3 Cardinal games the whole year. The one I went to was we had a comeback win in the 9th inning. And I instantly thought about you and how bad the Mets have been in the freaking in the 9th inning. It's like, imagine being able, like legit, your team had to play eight innings every game this year. 8 innings. It was done after that. It was done.
It was
the result
done.
of that, every single one of your losses, you could have taken every game this year and ended it after 8 innings. It would have been the same result.
Well, if we were losing in the 8th inning, yes. That's not to say we didn't blow games in the 9th. We blew
I'm saying every game you lost. I'm saying every game you lost. You could have. So the Cardinals, all of your however many games you lost. What'd you lose? 78 games, 76 games. You could have taken all those and ended them final and 8, and it would have been the same result.
I know.
That's hideous. That's disgusting.
Terrible. Listen, the Mets suck. I don't want to go on too long about them. I know the Cardinals had a rough year, down year. They weren't expected to have a good year. No. Peyton, I want some quick insight on Peyton, I want some insight on the Astros. Astros in the same boat as the Mets.
Yeah. Missed the playoffs for what? The first time since 2018?
2017. Well, yeah, 2016 is when we missed it last. We've won 7 consecutive ALCS, or been there, so we've gotten to the championship series for the last 7 years in a row. This team was different. I knew going into the season we were weird. We were kind of floating around the 2 seed, and then we jumped up because the Mariners pooped themselves, and then the Mariners got good again, and we had a bunch of injuries, and whatever. You chalk it up to whatever you want. I am disappointed, but I did say last week I was kind of eyeing up that we weren't going to make it. We look very flat. So it is what it is. I'm obviously disappointed, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that it happens or that it happened. It's not like we paid a bunch of money. But we also are still reaping the downside of the cheating scandal where we don't have any farm system because we lost those 2 first-round, 2 second-round picks in back-to-back years. Those players would now be in the big leagues. We don't have those. Yeah. And that's like, sure, am I making problems up? That might be. But I personally don't like the manager that much. So I don't know. I'm whatever about everything. It's pretty disappointing. But when the Mets regard, they spend so much money, they don't have roster spots for young guys, and then you almost lock your team up too much. So it's like, oh, do you DFA everybody? What do you do? And they had the league just easy wild card in, and they totally fumbled. And all we needed to do was beat the Rangers a couple times and sweep the Angels.
Thanks, Peyton.
So that's, hey, real's real. But we could have easily gotten in, and we didn't do that. And y'all played the Marlins and didn't get in. So in my opinion, you can chalk it up to not being clutch at the end of the year, but one game in July would have changed the outcome of both teams' seasons. I mean, both the Mets and the Astros didn't get in because of tiebreaker. That's it.
Yep.
Where's 160? I'm a big 163 game fan. And,
huge.
Yeah.
And
what happened in 163?
Well, they took
Why is that
out
not a thing?
A couple years ago, they took it out because of the jam schedule, and also it downsides any teams that do get in. They don't have the health. Like, does that make sense? Meaning they're going to throw all their dudes in that 163, so it's unfair to go into the wild card. That's the statement.
Yeah, but it kills ratings. You know how many people would tune in for a game
bullshit.
163?
I agree.
Especially that has the Mets.
I
Especially that has
agree.
the Mets. And the Astros.
The Astros would have gone against who did we get knocked out by? The Tigers, I think, at the end of the day, and then the Mets ended up going against them. They would have totally beat the Reds in a one-game show. I don't know. I'm very
but you can't say that though because they lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals, and then they proceed to lose 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, and that's at the end of the day, that's embarrassing.
It was crazy seeing that Mets game, and they were warming up Edwin Diaz in the 4th inning because they knew they had to just win. It was crazy.
But when you do that, when you have a pretty much a do or die game, you got to do what you got to do to stay in the game. And when they were down 4-0, they knew they weren't going to score more than 5 runs in the game, and hell, they didn't score at all.
Yeah, it was. I mean, both the Mets and the Astros had no offense over the last 2 weeks of baseball. Think about it. The Astros scored all their runs in one game, one random game, and then we scored at the end of the season when we were knocked out. So it was like the moment that you need to score, and the Astros this year were a heavy offensive team. Like, that's how we were built. We have a good offense. We have a good field. And our pitching has been dwindled. It's definitely not the same as it used to be. Doesn't mean they're not good, but they're not as good as the Mets in that regard, right? The Mets have a much better staff, well-rounded staff. And we fumbled the whole way in offense at the end. Like, every game we struggled to score a run. Every game it was like, man, can we get 1 or 2? Hunter Brown would go out and throw 7 innings, 1 earned. We lose 2-1. He gets the loss. You're like, are you serious? Like, that is bad. That's back in the Mets DeGrom era. That is bad.
Yeah. Oh
baseball,
yeah.
Man.
Just scrape up all the bad memories for me, Peyton.
I mean,
I'm hurting right now. Just throw the hot towel right on my fucking face.
Hey, you can be hurt about this, but at least you can be excited about when we go to NFL talk. Well, and when oh man, it was just so deflating as a fan watching it all unfold. And I know both teams are going to go a little bit of a restructure, and even the Cardinals, and I think that they're going to be switching up some things big. With Arenado's done, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Your payroll opens up a lot, and I know that probably doesn't mean too much. Huge. But if you look at their whole structure of their team, there's a lot of flexibility they can do. They have a really good farm system that can come up. So I'm big on the Cardinals making some moves. We'll see if they make the right moves. But when it comes to the Mets aren't scared to spend. So it's hard to predict what they'll do. And Soto was a success this year. I mean, he was he's going to be third in MVP voting. Everyone's hating on him. What do you expect?
105 ribbies, 43 bombs, batted .260, almost 40 stolen bases. I'm not blaming Soto at all for what happened this season. I'm blaming the team as a whole. They were a bunch of pussies. They didn't win games that they were supposed to win. Yeah. They didn't hit when they were supposed to hit. The pitching staff and the bullpen sucked major dick. And there's no other way to put it.
But you should be excited with the couple young guys they brought up late. Man, they look good. If there's a time to switch things up, it is now, and they look good. So,
Brett Beatty came on. Brett Beatty came on late. He started getting some clutch hits. Ronnie Mauricio, who's been in our farm system forever. It's time for those guys to step up and show out, because guys like Jeff McNeil, let's face it, they've been beloved Mets for a long time. Been a staple in the lineup. Yeah. But they're getting older, and it's time to move on to the younger guys that we have.
I still think one of the worst contracts in baseball that no one talks about is the Nimmo contract. One, it is a lot of money. He's not worth that.
8 years.
He's a good player. I know. I'm not actually knocking his play at all. It's the fact that when you sign someone for so long, they have a responsibility to play. So think about all the young talent in that 8 years that, honestly, there are going to be players who are better than Nimmo, unless he breaks out like Springer or, later in his career. He's holding that roster spot that also is expensive, but irrelevant for the Mets. He holds that lineup spot every time. It's not like, oh, you're having a month, like, oh, we're gonna send you down and we'll bench you. You have to play Nimmo. You have to play McNeil.
Yeah, but
I mean, Nimmo's not paid much, but it is tough for you to bring up other talent. So
that's also part of the reason we traded Pete Crow Armstrong for Javi Baez.
I mean, that was a playoff push.
That plays right in.
That's similar to the Cespedes push, which
that was a playoff push in a year we didn't make the playoffs, by the way.
It is, but it is all hindsight if you think about it. I mean, the Astros went and got Correa, and that blows up our payroll. But in retrospect, I don't mind the move, but also you can't knock a team for trying. Like, it's not like the All-Star break ends, and then you have 2 weeks, and then the trade deadline hits. So
that's it.
What do? Do you just sit on it? Oh, we might not make playoffs. You can't do that. You guys would be losing your mind if that happened right now. Oh, we didn't try. We didn't spend. We didn't try. But they did. They went out and got Ryan Helsley, who's a stud notoriously. They went out and they, like you were saying, the guys that they brought into the bullpen might not have produced, but they are at the end of the day great relievers. Like, think about it, if you put yourself.
They didn't just not produce. They literally. If you look at their stat line, it almost makes it look like I went in and pitched for the Mets.
Yeah, you can't. It might have been bad, but it's like, how do you predict that? What should have the Mets done? You know what I mean? Like, Johnny, think about it.
I don't have the answer.
There is no answer, right? You just have to be like, hey, answer. You tried.
That's why we're three assholes doing a podcast and not sitting in an MLB front office.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I have some input about that, but I chose a different career path. But when it comes down to fundamental decisions, they look at a lot of aspects of these players, and you can't always predict the human element of someone degrading at the end of the year. And people moving to New York when you're not from New York, that's also sometimes a tough problem. Same with when, like people move from East to West Coast, players tend to either drop in performance. Like, there's a whole plethora of things that go on, but
yeah,
when it all boils down to one thing, and it's that it's baseball. You have to play and you have to win, and you have 162 tries all year. You have 162 games. You just try and win as many as possible. And if you're going 83 and 79, that's not really a playoff team. And even the Astros at 87 wins, that's not a playoff team. Let's be honest. When the playoffs used to be 5 teams, there were 90-win teams that didn't get in. I think the Mariners won 91 games like 4 years ago, and they didn't even get in the playoffs. That's a fantastic season. That's one of the best teams in the whole league this year. And it's a different, I don't know. I don't think they deserve to be playoff teams at the end of the day. So, like, oh, we can moan and we can complain. Yes, we should, but they didn't win enough games. Like, literally, it came down to one game. So, what do you do?
All right, instead of pouting, let's look ahead.
Quick roundtable. I want to do before we move on. I want to do a quick roundtable of who we think is going to win the World Series.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to do.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You guys want to totally give your input first, and I'll give you an idea after.
Tony, you got the floor. I cut you off.
So we got to look at the teams with buys. So you got to take a look at Philly, who's nasty, the Brewers, who are disgusting, Blue Jays, and the Mariners. I mean, they got time off to rest their guys, to get the arms healed up, to get everybody back in shape. And it brings up the argument of whether or not taking a break is really going to make a difference. These guys, this is the longest break they're going to have since July. So you got to think they're going to be either ready to roll or ready not to roll because it's a mini break. And I want to look at teams that got hot after the break. And one of those teams I like to look at is Milwaukee. I mean, think about how much they turned up in the second half of the season. So I don't know why, but last time they had a break, they turned up. So I'm going to say they're going to do the same shit. So I got the Brewers, and that's kind of my reason why. I feel like sometimes some of these teams are going to sit and they're going to fall back and they're going to come on one of these teams who's on a hot run. Like, who knows? We don't know what's going to happen in these early seasons. But look at the Guardians. I mean, they're going to Game 3 now of the Wild Card Series. They're a different team. They're a team that got hot very late in the season and made up a long playoff push, and now they're still going. So they're hot for a different reason. But so I'm gonna go Brewers, and then I'm gonna go. Oh shit, that's tough. I'm gonna go Brewers. I think the Mariners are gonna do it this year.
First ever World Series appearance.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Brewers Mariners. I'm gonna go Brewers in 6.
Okay. I guess good analysis.
Well, that's kind of my reason.
The only thing I have to say to that is that, do you honestly think it's going to be the Brewers and the Mariners in the World Series?
Yeah, I do.
Like, when you sit back and think about it.
All right, if I
really
asked you
think
2
the
years
Brewers
ago,
and
do you
Mariners.
think it's going to be the Diamondbacks and the Rangers? Or 3 years ago?
I mean, no. The Rangers have always been pretty good, though. But you're right. The Diamondbacks are a little bit more of a storybook team. And we haven't even come out of the first round yet. I mean, as we speak, the Yankees are fighting for their playoff lives right now. Last time we checked, it was 2-2. The Red Sox came back and tied it, still 2-2. I think this could be a bold prediction. I don't even know if I want to say this by the time this episode comes out. I'm going to be chalk. I think the Yankees are going to come back and win the series, and I think the Dodgers are going to beat the Yankees again.
You make me want to puke.
I mean,
I
it's
know,
a good
but the Dodgers,
man. It's a good
the Dodgers
prediction.
are literally just so loaded, dude. They have all they got Yamamoto. Shohei's pitching his ass off right now, and he hit 2 bombs last night. They're making the Reds look like a JV team. And I think if the Yankees can just get past the series and get past the pressure that's put on them by playing the Red Sox in the first round, I think they'll be all right. Their bullpen's got to show up. And honestly, that game last night was on Aaron Boone. Pulling Max Fried when he was just absolutely dominating the
Boone's
Red
a
Sox
bad
lineup
manager.
was a terrible managerial move. That's his one job, is to run the pitching staff and to control any pinch hitters to play matchups. Not to mention, he pulled Fried, and they still had a chance to win the game late and couldn't score with the bases loaded, no outs against Chapman, who looked a little bit sketchy. But I think the Yankees get this win, and I don't really know what the Red Sox are going to do for Game 3 from a pitching standpoint. They don't really have a great number 3. They got some rookies on the team. They're a bunch of young guns, and I think the Yankees are going to show out, win the series, and get back to the World Series.
I mean, that's a good analysis.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
all I got. Not a big seam head, but that's my analysis.
So, playoff baseball is very different than the season. And Anthony, you made a great point. Oh, the teams are getting hot, or what teams are in the second half hot. That's good to look at. The most important thing when it comes down to playoff baseball is 2 things. Who's been the hottest team over the last 2 weeks? And secondly, whose pitching is the deepest? And the offense, you can say whatever you want. It's pitching. And you might think, oh, wow, we have 3 really good starters and a good bullpen. Doesn't matter. If one team has 5 amazing starting pitchers, like the Dodgers do, at least they have so many options, you're on the cooked side. Like, you're just cooked. Because they can throw those guys in as relief whenever you want. I mean, Buehler made the last out last year in the Dodgers playoff series, and he was a starter his whole career until last year, right? So he is, in my mind, a starter going in to win it. When the Astros won, Charlie Morton finished off the game. He was a starter in 2017. So it's the Mad Bum effect. Guys come in, and it's a totally different lineup of baseball. And I think the hottest teams going into this postseason is going to be obviously the Mariners, the Yankees, the Guardians, and you're right. I mean, the Brewers have been hot. Do I think the Brewers are going to make the World Series? I don't. Do I think they're the best team in the NL? I also don't. I think the Phillies are better than them. I don't like to say that, but I'm not going to pick them. I think the Dodgers are going to make the World Series, right? They're just too deep. I mean, they have so many MVPs on their team, and we're just watching it. We watched the game. We watched the game, all right? They destroyed the Reds. It looked horrible. So they're going to have the momentum, and days off is good, but sometimes days off is bad, right? Pitchers get to keep their arms warm and stuff like that. And on the AL side, as much as I want the Guardians to make a push and do something great, Mariners will be great too. I think the Red Sox are going to make it back, and we're going to feel the 2018 World Series situation. Because if you look at the Red Sox pitching, just through and through, they're very deep. They can go in a lot of innings. And Chapman, I think he's let in like 1 run since June. Something crazy. Like, he has been on a generational run, and he did look shaky. You're right. Yesterday in that game, or 2 days ago, whenever that game was, and
last night.
Yeah, and the thing is, he is notoriously a terrible playoff pitcher. But he's been so good this year that I think the fact that he was able to get out of it last night makes me very concerned for the games coming up. And if they win in this series and get past it and keep moving, I think they're a sneaky World Series prediction, and I just think the Dodgers win it again. I don't like repeat winners, but it's hard to. How do you root against? Not root, but how do you choose against them? Like, if you had to put your money down, like, think about it. If you had to put your money down on somebody, you have to pick the Yankees or the Dodgers, like, or the Phillies, because the Phillies are great.
Yeah.
as much as you want the great teams who've had good seasons to make it, it just doesn't seem fathomable right now at the beginning of the playoffs. So that's my whole playoff analysis.
I think the Red Sox.
One of you two is going to look like an idiot by the time people are listening to this podcast.
And that's fine. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I'm not Ken Rosenthal. Who do I look like? I mean, I got some height to me, but
Jeff Passan?
Yeah, but I like your Peyton. I like your Red Sox prediction. I'm just worried how they're going to score runs, man. No Roman Anthony. They trade Devers at the beginning of the year.
He might come back.
I mean,
Devers has been bad, though. You know, the Giants have had one of the worst records in baseball since that trade, and the Red Sox are now a playoff team. He's a cancer.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
I understand. If Roman Anthony can somehow make a comeback, that would be electric. If they could get past this Yankee series and he can make a comeback, that would be awesome.
It could
be a big
sneaky,
boost to the lineup.
Man. And they're really young, too. I got to see him a week ago play against the Yankees. And seeing him in person is always fun, but just watching him on TV, like, Narvaez is a great catcher for some pop behind the plate. I just don't think they're as sneaky as other teams or other people might think, right? They are a much better team, especially when it comes to not needing every pitcher every day. Like, they don't have to go the whole season now. Well, you can throw out whoever you want. So, we'll see. But
we'll see. Postseason baseball, absolutely electric.
All
so,
right.
Tony, you got any last thoughts before we move on?
No, I mean, I think you guys know a lot more about SEAM than I do. So I'm glad you guys were able to talk that out, because I feel like sometimes, for me, I get bogged down in the disinterest of the sport. And I told you, we talked about it on the podcast earlier this year about how I'm finding my love for baseball again. That was because the Cardinals were 10 games above 500. So, I mean... that's about the last point I got to make for it. I'm gonna watch. I'm excited to watch. But I mean, we're gonna look forward to it. Let's go Mariners. I want the Mariners to win it all.
Yeah,
so
that'd be cool.
I want that so bad. I like from a fan perspective. I want that so bad.
I want the Tigers to win it all. I want the Tigers to win it all.
Okay.
Let's go Tigers.
They're young.
Yep.
Let's
go Tigers.
I think seeing
I'm pandering. No, the Tigers have always been my second favorite baseball team.
Go look at our analytics. Go look and see who listens to us the most. It's Detroit sports fans. So you're pandering.
That's fine pander. They'll like that.
They'll
like that.
Anthony,
the
teams pandering. You mentioned, though, with the Brewers, the Mariners, I think the Padres also have not won a World Series ever. So the Mariners, if they make the World Series, that's a win. I mean, that's great. And the Guardians, haven't. It's been, 85 or something years since they won it?
Yeah, and especially after 2016, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, especially after 2016,
and the Cubs hadn't won in 108 years, so that was a great World Series. But that's another team where you just like, if the Guardians win it all, it's like, they have had the longest drought, because their drought's longer than a lot of the other teams have even existed. That's how long it's been. So seeing them win would be great too. Especially, I love Vogt, whatever. He's a fantastic manager. You can never count him out.
Yeah.
Second year manager, won the whole Manager of the Year award last year, first year. I mean, gotta love baseball sometimes, and that it's gotta be. It's gonna be interesting.
We'll have some more analysis.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time this time next week, we'll be probably closing in the divisional series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be I mean, if there's gonna be sweeps, we may already have some NLCS teams. So it's fun how you think about playoff baseball. It's so much faster than the NBA or the NHL playoffs. Because it's just those series are so drawn out. Baseball's game.
It's quick.
Let's get this.
It's a month long. It's a month long playoffs.
But October's here. I mean, we're gonna see what happens. I do want to talk about a segment that I have a lot to talk about, and that's the Ryder Cup. And all I gotta say is we lost. All right, you ready to talk some football?
Yeah, let's talk some football. Hey, we're a bunch of winners this week on the podcast. Let's give it up for the Tag Team Podcast. We won football games this weekend.
Let's go.
Look at us, guys.
Let's go.
We beat the Tigers. Let's go.
Huge.
All right, so you guys know. Here's my opening monologue to this week of football. You guys know me. I've been bolt up all year, right? I'm on the Chargers. I got a Chargers future. Huge Chargers guy. I hope the Chargers go 16-1. But I don't give a shit this week, man. Fucking lightning does not strike in New York. I am so excited. I am so excited we won this past week. I don't care.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart is the guy. He's the guy. And I know Daboll had to put his nuts on the line, and I knew I said it was too early. And I knew it said it was too. But my God, was it so fun to watch. It was so fun to watch. Just when you go in and you have to watch Russell Wilson, and you got to watch him move at a snail's pace, and you got to see him just be so old and decrepit. And then you got Jackson Dart, who was just out there firing because he's got nothing to lose, except for Brian Daboll's job. So it's like, for me to watch that game was so fun. Cam Scatterbo, you know what it reminds me of? And this is going to sound horrible. This is going to sound, you're going to think I'm gross for saying this. But it reminds me of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott's rookie year. It does. Two rookies just out there in the system, having fun, winning games, playing it out how it should be. No shit's given. Because you're fresh in the league. You don't know any better. There's no pressure on the line.
No film on them either. No film on those guys either. So the next couple weeks is going to be kind of fun for them too. Film-free football. And you're right. They were out there. They were just playing like it was any old game. And it was Dart's first NFL start. Scatterbo's starting to get some good reps underneath of him. And I do love that we're giving all the praise to Dart. We're giving the praise to Scatterbo. But the defense showed out, man. The defense was awesome that game. Brian Burns getting to Herbert. We got Abdul Carter getting his first official sack. Kayvon Thibodeau got pressures. The corners were shutting down the Chargers receivers. And really, we only gave up one big rush to Omarion Hampton. He had that one big, 60-yard rush. I don't remember exactly what it was. But that was about it. Sexy Dexy with the pick of the year. I mean, I thought Sexy Dexy was about to have a pick six. Dexter Lawrence literally went up to block a pass, picked it off, almost took it to the house. And yeah, I'm going to give that game as a defensive win, even though Dart looked really good on offense. We shut down a really good Chargers offense on the defensive end. So we got our first win. We're going to the Saints next week. Let's hope we win that one. But God damn it, does it hurt to lose Malik, man?
Oh my God.
I don't know how many more times I could do this. We went through it with Odell a couple years back, who was getting near his prime, was looking like one of the best receivers in the league, tears his ACL. Malik Neighbors finally gets his quarterback that he's been waiting to play with since the beginning of last year, and boom, tears his ACL on a play that meant nothing. On literally a play where a flag was thrown, and the only reason Dart threw it to him was because it was an offsides penalty and it was a free play. So that's just really unfortunate news. So yes, the win was awesome. I'm happy for the guys. I'm happy for Daboll, for Dart, for Scatterbo, the whole defense. But it's bittersweet because of Neighbors going out for the year.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And, it's like Odell again. It's the injury comparison. I saw a chart where it was like Odell has this great of a rookie year. Malik has this great of a rookie year. And then both of them had the same injury on the same field doing the same thing. And it's like, it's brutal. It hurts, man. Because, you love to see Neighbors play well, especially after the start he had to the year. It was incredible. But, I mean, we'll be sad, but we're happy for now. Because you know why? We're 1-3, and we got to play New Orleans this week. So
Let's
2-3. 2-3 is on the table.
It's on the table.
2-3 is on the table.
Yep. And Peyton, for you beat a JV football team. So congratulations. You're also on the board.
We aren't the worst team. All right. Let's go.
No, there's a few other worse teams.
I have to highlight one thing about that game. I'm not sure if y'all saw the play where CJ Stroud goes to play action, and he couldn't even turn around before he got sacked. Like, our offensive line, I'm pretty sure us three could be a better offensive line for CJ Stroud right now. Like, it's been that bad this year. So, it's nice to win.
It's a problem.
But, man, it's
a win's a win. Take it and run.
A win's a win.
Win's a win.
A win's a win. Take
Look,
it and run.
At the end of the day, the Titans may be the worst team in football, but at least it's not the Texans. At least you're not the worst team in football. You know what I'm saying? Because if you lose to the worst team in football, then you are the worst team in football.
Then you're the worst team in football.
No, that's
that's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about the Giants. Like, I'm all the way back in. That Dallas loss took me all the way out. The way we played against the Chiefs took me all the way out. I'm all the way back in. And I think it's just the freshness of it.
It is. It absolutely is. Getting that first win is one of the best feelings.
Dude, I got to say, is Nico Collins the best wide receiver in the NFL? That dude's insane.
I don't want to say he's the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I don't think he's
top
the
five.
best, but he's great.
He's definitely top 5. Like, that dude is so fun to watch. He's the only legitimate reason why on the sport. Like, we were in a sports book this weekend, so there was a bunch of games going on. I felt like every time I looked at that screen, there's that dude. There's that guy.
You know what's unfortunate is the best 2 wide receivers in the NFL, their quarterbacks right now, are Jake Browning and Carson Wentz. Let's face it. I mean, it's really hard to judge their wide receiver play when those are the 2 guys throwing them the football, right?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I don't.
tough.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, but I mean,
It's
we
really
gotta talk
hard to
about
judge.
We got to talk about another thing too, because I know we boasted in our wins. I gotta walk back on what I said about the Panthers.
The Panthers are atrocious.
Dude, they may be just as bad as the Titans.
The Panthers are really bad. It's between the Panthers, the Titans, and the Saints. But the Saints looked good against the Bills this week. But it's between the Panthers and the Titans for the worst team in the NFL.
If you get whopped by the Patriots, and no offense to the Patriots fans, you guys are middle of the pack. You guys aren't the worst team in football. But if you get mollywopped like by the Patriots, you got issues, bro.
How do you think Atlanta feels?
Yeah. How do you think Atlanta feels after beating the Commanders this weekend?
Okay, but they beat the Commanders with Marcus Mariota.
Like, you gotta think. They get back off but you gotta think. They get back off into the locker room after the game, and they see that scoreboard of the Patriots-Panthers game. What do you think they're thinking to themselves?
I don't know, but Atlanta is the biggest crapshoot team in the NFL. Because they go from they beat the Commanders off of a 30-0 loss to the worst team in the NFL. But who did they beat week 2? I'm drawing a blank. They beat the Vikings? Why can't I remember?
Vikings, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they beat the Vikings, really good football team, and then they go out and they show out today. So don't bet Falcons games this year.
I will say.
Oh no, they lost. So they opened up the season with a loss to the Bucks. They lost the Bucks. Then they stomped the Vikings. Don't allow them to score a touchdown. Get smoked by the Panthers, and then beat Washington. Don't bet Atlanta this year. Let's just chalk it up to that.
They're on a whirlwind.
Because even beating the Vikings, though, that was a weird game because McCarthy he wasn't out. He was playing that game, but he was still figuring it out. So the Vikings were kind of weird, and then they got whopped by the Panthers, which was weird, and then they beat a bad Commander. It's hard to really judge where they're at, man. It's so weird.
Getting mollywopped by the Panthers is crazy.
It's embarrassing.
30 to a goose egg.
Yeah.
A goose egg.
A straight gooser against the Panthers is embarrassing. You should be relegated. They got to go to this. You know what? Let's welcome the Falcons to the Canadian Football League.
Only when I pick.
Let's welcome the Falcons.
Welcome the Falcons to the UFL.
To the UFL. Where we got the Panthers, the Saints, the Giants, and the Titans. Let's welcome Atlanta. We got a whole league going.
The Panthers are in there too, man. Dude,
that's what I said, the Panthers.
I got to tell you. All right, so another point I want to talk about this week. Who would have thought that it's week 5 of the NFL and everybody's going to be turning on Monday Night Football to listen to Joe Buck against the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs?
Hell of a game.
Jaguars. The
Jaguars. Look, and
Peyton, you got to be on the Jaguars bandwagon. You got to be.
Yeah.
You got to ride this.
But they're division rivals.
Division rivals. But I'm saying it doesn't. No, because they're in the UCFL. Doesn't matter.
Well, okay, so as much as I want to ride the bandwagon and they're doing good, I said you can't trust them quite yet. Can't trust it yet. But
they just beat the Niners. We talk.
Wait a minute before you say this. I already said the Niners were fraudulent. I already said they were fraudulent.
Let me speak.
I already said that.
On the podcast last week, I explicitly stated that if the Niners lose to the Jaguars, we're going to get a testament whether or not the Jaguars are actually a good football team or whether the Niners are frauds. I still don't know either. That game proved nothing to me.
That game sucked. That game was whack.
Sucked. So
the Jags tried to get that game back so many times.
That game did not prove shit for me. I still don't know whether the Niners are frauds, and I still don't know whether the Jacksonville's a good football team. I sat there and I pandered. I'm like, I still don't know. And because you got to remember, Brock Purdy's just now getting back from turf toe. What are you going to do with turf toe?
Well, he's out again.
You know?
So
he's out again this week?
Yeah, he's out next week.
I'm not watching Mac Jones.
Or this week. Yeah.
You know what? The Jags, their true test is going to be next week against Kansas City, who is obviously firing on all cylinders again after their win against the Ravens.
Yeah,
Xavier Worthy back in the lineup. Obviously, one of the biggest transitions for this offense was they had Tyreek Hill and young Travis Kelce for a long time. And since that transition, Patrick Mahomes has not really had the same weapons that he used to have. But getting Xavier Worthy back, when they get Rashee Rice back, I think this offense is going to be electric again. And they showed it this weekend against the Ravens. And I think the Ravens have to officially be worried, even though I put in a bet on them to win the division this past week after the Chiefs game. So I'm not worried. I think the Ravens are going to be okay, but we should be worried.
They could be worried, but I still think they're going to pass. They're definitely going to pass, obviously, the Browns and Bengals.
That division sucks major balls.
Yeah.
That division.
Dude, the Steelers might still be able to put up, and I put in quotation marks, a fight, but the Ravens are the best team in that division, and they have been just losing games to good teams.
Every time I watch the Steelers and I see Aaron Rodgers' fat forehead in that helmet, I just laugh a little bit.
That game's a wash, though. We talked about that. It's just overseas games. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. It's a crapshoot. And now the Vikings just stay. They just stayed over the pond. They don't even come back.
They stay across the pond.
They get whopped by that forehead, and then have to go sit and go eat fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's brutal is that J.J. McCarthy traveled with them, and he's not playing. He's recovering from whatever injury he's got.
It's a free trip overseas. Come on.
Yeah, but he's got a newborn baby at the house. Congrats on the sex, JJ, by the way. But how is he overseas? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why is he there?
Oh my goodness. I mean, why not? He's staying in the scheme. He's learning from Carson Wentz.
Sitting next to Kevin McConnell, coaching him up again.
Carson Wentz, locker room guy. All right, locker room guy. If he didn't tear his ACL against the Rams in that Super Bowl year, I do think he would have had a better career than he did now. That ACL tear screwed him because he would have went on. I mean, we don't know if Nick Foles would have made the legendary run that he did, but at least that Eagles team won the Super Bowl for them. Good for them.
I guess you're right. JJ's just making the trip just to get more. I guess because he only had 2 starts, so I guess making the trip. Kevin McConnell can coach him up, learn the offense.
Some kind of adversity experience, even if you're not.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, listen, I'm off base. I'm sorry. So
fair enough.
Any other shitter of the week was that Colts receiver who dropped a wide open touchdown going in the made a hell of a play to get into the end zone and then just butterfingers right into the end zone. And the Rams win by 7 thanks to that. So Daniel Jones officially back in the loser column.
Yeah, Mitchell.
I think we got to talk about Sunday night because that game was crazy. Are the Packers bad or are the Cowboys actually half decent?
I don't know because the Packers defense was supposed to be really good. We all knew the Cowboys had an electric offense with George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and Javonte Williams having a bounce back year, but Cowboys didn't have CeeDee Lamb. So
Pickens has been playing phenomenal for them.
Pickens had one of the best games of his career. Yeah. That catch he made on the goal line late in the game, draped by 2 defenders, was incredible. But play of the game was in overtime where the Packers had Dak sacked in the pocket. He escapes, and I think he was. I actually think he was throwing the ball away, but he just threw it up there. I don't know which receiver it was. I don't know if it was Turpin, but they came back.
It was number 1.
Came back and slid.
I was wasted.
Slid and caught it, and somehow got it in bounds. And for Dallas to kick the field goal there was such a soft move. You got to go for the touchdown there, because if you're kicking the field goal, you're basically saying you're good with a tie. That's what or a loss. If you're not going for the touch, because if you go for the touchdown there and you don't get it, the Packers are pinned on their 5. They got to drive the length. They got to drive 50 yards down the field, and they wouldn't have gone for it, on that 4th down play because the Cowboys defense got to stop. But then the Packers had to go for it on 4th down and convert it, and then eventually kick the field goal.
What
so I think you got to be aggressive
on no overtime, clock. So you just each team gets a shot. Whoever scores
ties
more
are
points.
Fun. Ties are fun.
No, you know what my theory? You know what my theory?
Fun? Do you like soccer? Are you from Europe, bro? What ties are fun?
No, ties are fun. You know how much fun it is to look at the division standings? Because now here's the thing. We got the Cowboys and the Packers. And we all know when we see the in the hunt graphic at the end of the year, that 0-1's gonna make it, that half game's gonna make a difference. When it comes
you know what my theory is? Here's my theory on how overtime should be played, and this is interesting. So each team let's say no kickoff. Let's take kickoffs out of it. Each team starts at their own 25, and you get one drive. So if you score a touchdown, the other team still gets a chance. So let's say you don't score a touchdown. You can't kick field goals. Let's take field goals out of the equation. If no team score a touchdown, the winner should be whoever got furthest down the field on offense.
No.
That might be a really stupid take, but it would take ties out.
That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say on this podcast.
Why though? Why though?
Dude, because you don't.
Because all we're gonna see.
Because here's the thing: if the other team throws a pick six,
dude,
like say Dak Prescott gets up there.
If you score a touchdown, it's over. If you score a touchdown, it's
Johnny,
over.
I don't
because
ever.
What if they scored a touchdown on the first thing?
I don't
7-7. Then who gained or lost less yards?
I don't ever want to see a Hail Mary.
With that proposition,
dude. I don't ever want to see like a Hail Mary that gets to the 50-yard line and they somehow win because they got more yards. That's ridiculous.
Or what about this? What if we do? You can't punt.
Dude,
you cannot punt. You cannot punt.
You're tearing this off.
I'm not digging a hole.
Shredded chicken off rotisserie chicken, bro.
I'm just trying to come up with something interesting.
They might
what
just
if
play
you
soccer.
can't punt? No, listen. What if you can't punt, but if you get the ball first and score a touchdown, it's over. But if you don't and you can't punt, then you got to go for it on fourth down, and that gives the other team better field position.
No, dude.
And then they have to score. How about that?
That's too many rules, bro. You're just taking things out
of
the game.
The overtime now sucks. That was brutal watch.
Right,
we watched 4 hours.
We
watched 4 hours of football for a tie.
My opinion, no clock. Just let them go back and forth.
I'm just spitballing ideas. Call me stupid. I'm just spitballing ideas.
Just listen to me. Just listen to me real quick, all right?
I'm listening.
What does everybody do in the Super Bowl, right? It's a bunch of people who don't know shit about the game. Everybody's asking, what does that flag do? What is this? What does this do? Imagine trying to explain to somebody who's a layman's football watcher what the fucking overtime rules you just explained were. They'd look.
It's not that difficult. Huh? It's not that difficult.
You were just trying to explain it to me, and I almost had an aneurysm.
I said most yards. I said most yards gained on offense.
No, you said no kicking field goals,
say that
no
to
punts,
somebody who doesn't
no
understand
kickoffs.
football, who's
So
watching the game.
Screw every special teams guy.
At least this is
Yep.
football is the reason why so many Americans watch football is because it's a very easy game to explain, right? I know the schemes. I know there's so many intricacies to the game. Like, a lot of people don't understand the difference between a cover 3, cover 4, man, whatever. They don't understand the intricacies of the game, but at least from a scoring perspective, you can explain it. Would you just explain the motion? Like, what?
Johnny took the foot out of football.
It really wasn't that hard. It wasn't really that hard.
You,
you know what, though? At the end of the day, I don't want to sit there and watch 4 hours of football for a tie.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
You're no tie.
I'll die on that hill.
I can't believe
I'll die.
Ties, Anthony.
I'll die on that hill. That I don't want to watch a 4-hour football game for a tie.
I like ties. My one inception is bring back the 15-minute period. That's all I want. I want the 15-minute period back. Because then it really, truly feels like a tie. Like, you had a whole extra quarter to earn that tie.
You can still burn it. Dude, just think about it. Just no clock. Everyone, just 1-1, boom, 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 boom.
But then it'll take forever.
Think about the risk of injuries. Then you can have a 6-hour game, 7-hour game.
You won't.
Listen,
College
at the end of the
doesn't.
day, but they have the stupid 2-point conversion, which is also stupid. At the end of the day, the overtime rules in football will never be good. It is what it is, and we're just gonna have to suck it up. That's what it's gonna be.
We can have a whole segment on overtime rules. Maybe that's what we got. Write that down, Peyton, for when we're in the off season. We can discuss leagues overtimes rankings.
Yeah,
that's a good segment.
And then let's get Roger Goodell on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the plan.
The Bengals are in shambles without Joe Burrow.
I don't want to talk about the Bengals.
Jake Browning's got to be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. And the Jets are just god awful at football. They're just god awful at football.
The Jets are embarrassing. The Bengals are embarrassing.
And rest in peace to Tyreek Hill. Rest in peace to Tyreek.
Yeah, that was another one.
Bro, he was smiling.
Another bad knee injury.
He was happy.
He was smiling in the ambulance. Are you shitting me?
That was crazy.
Probably because he doesn't have to play for the fucking Dolphins anymore.
Some fun games looking ahead this weekend, which I really think are going to be interesting. I mean, I said my favorite matchup, which is going to be Monday night, Chiefs-Jaguars. I'm very excited for that game.
I think this week sucks.
Bucks Seahawks. We got the uniform game of the year. I mentioned it back when we were talking about uniforms in July because we had nothing else to talk about. Uniform game of the year coming up here. We got the Bucks wearing the creamsicles, and we got the Seahawks wearing their 90s blue throwbacks. Uniform game of the year this weekend. I'm tuned in. 4:05
right.
too. There's only what 3 games on that slate? There's 4 games on that slate. I'm gonna be sitting down on my couch because you're damned if you think I'm watching Titans Cardinals. What am I doing with that?
I was about to say, we have the night games are good, so we have Pats at Bills, which could be a decent game. Monday night game, which you mentioned is going to be good. And Bucks Seahawks is good. And then if we get Jaden Daniels, Commanders at Chargers is a good game. Other than that, the slate kind of blows booty cheeks.
I hate the bye
But
week
here's the
so
thing.
early, dude.
I pray.
All the night games are good, though. Thursday night's good, Sunday night's good, Monday night's good.
Yeah.
Because we got 49ers Rams Thursday.
I pray for one thing, and I pray that the Jets beat the Cowboys this weekend. I pray for
That'd be
it.
hilarious. That would be hilarious. All right, well let's get into our ultimate trio.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, so recapping last week, Anthony, obviously, congratulations on your 2-pointer. We got to hear that in the group.
Kyle Pitts, brother.
Pitts.
That's
All right, nice job.
atrocious.
So you ended up, you did go 2 out of 3, but you had 3 points. So you do take the lead this week. Funny enough, we were joking last week. I was like, I went 3-3, and then I went 2-3, 1-3. I was like, watch me go 0-3, and I let up a straight gooser egg. So I'm still at 6 points. Johnny, you went 2.
Wagon.
Yeah, Johnny 2-3. So you're 5 points. So Johnny's at 5. I'm at 6. Anthony's at 9. That rolls us into week 5. So
Comeback City, baby. Comeback
It's
City.
only week 5 though. It's only week 5. A lot of weeks
A
left.
lot of football left to be played.
A lot of
for
football.
sure.
So,
And I don't want to run
all right,
those miles.
what is the order and which categories are we going first?
I know
Because
I go
I'm
first
very
on
dumb.
spread this week because I haven't gone first on the spread in forever. I feel.
All
like
right, let's go
since
spread.
So-
You go first.
So yeah, you'll be first round spread, and then it'll go Anthony, Johnny, me, and then it'll go Johnny for over and under, and then it'll go me, Anthony, and then I'll do first for touchdown, and then it'll be Anthony second. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So,
All right.
Anthony, you can have 1st pick for the spread.
Yeah. All right, let's rip it.
This line has got to be one of the worst I've ever seen in all time. It can't be a real line. Like it legit can't be a real line. Is Lamar's in? Is he out? He's in. He's out.
He's questionable.
He's questionable.
I feel like there's good value right now. See, because if Lamar comes back, they're not going to be favored. But dude, the Ravens are dogs against the Texans this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. It's crazy.
Ravens.
I'm not touching that game. I'm not
Ravens
touching that.
plus 1.5. Because you know why? If Lamar ends up playing, that line's going to jump to 8.5 minus for the Ravens. If you told me in week 5 that the Ravens were 1.5 point dogs against the Houston Texans at home in Baltimore, I'd call you crazy. So plus 1.5. If Lamar ends up coming back, the line set it is what it is right now. I'm locking in that 1.5.
That's a good pick. I had that on my slate.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ravens
I fear
plus
Johnny's about to pick my pick. So.
I'm going to take the Chargers minus 2.5.
Oh, that was my other pick. And we're sweeping
That
the whole
stinks.
line. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I only think that because I think they think Jaden Daniels is coming back, which is why the line's 2.5. But the Chargers are coming off a loss to the Giants. It's almost a must-win for the Chargers because the Chiefs are back. Washington's defense looks iffy. And I'm basically just going to play that Jaden Daniels is going to be a little rusty after missing a couple weeks. And Chargers bounce back off the Giants loss.
Good pick.
So Chargers minus 2.5.
I was happy with all the 3 options I had. You guys took the other 2 options, but I'm going to go with the Giants plus 1.5.
I like that one. That was my second option.
At the Saints. And they might be in New Orleans. The Saints are really bad, and I'm okay to pick against them. If they have to win their first game, so be it. But Jackson Dart looked great. In week 1, I think I mentioned that they should put Jackson Dart in early, even though that was crazy. And he looked great last week. So I'll ride the hot hand, and I'm going to take the Giants 1.5.
I just had PTSD after week 1 betting the Giants, but,
Fair.
that's how it goes.
Fair.
All right, so
Johnny,
the total.
Yep. You'll go
Total-
over under, yeah.
There is some gross lines out there this week.
Some gross.
There is
lines
some
this week.
nasty lines out there this week.
Vegas is doing some dirty work on the books.
Some dirty work. I'm going to take the over in the Cowboys-Jets, 47.5. I'm going to rely on Justin Fields to score some points. Dallas' defense is ass. Dallas has been in the 80 or high 70s/80s in 2 of their 4 games. So I hope that trend continues against the Jets. So we'll see. Jets, Dallas over 47.5.
Okay.
So then it's me.
All right, Peyton.
Man,
Yep, but you.
what do I want? I think I'm going to go the over 43.5 Denver at Philly. I think
like
both
that
teams
line.
score a
Ooh.
lot, and I think they could even go into the 50s, 60s.
No. I'm heavily against you on that just because the
Really?
Eagles didn't even complete a pass in the second half last week.
The Broncos tend to score a lot of points. They usually have.
Two good defenses. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
This
All
one's
right,
a
Ant.
stinker. This one's a stinker, and I'm taking the bait. Over 36.5 Vikings-Browns.
I got 35.5 on my book.
Lock
But
it
that
in.
is
Over 35. Over
disgusting.
35.5. Lock it in.
That is so gross. Is it Dylan Gabriel this week? I think it's
Yeah,
Dylan Gabriel this week.
It's Dylan
So we have Dylan Gabriel, Carson Wentz
Who's
in
getting
Europe?
up at 9:30 to watch
Oh.
Dylan Gabriel? Think about if you're on the West Coast. Think about if you're a Browns fan living in
6:15.
California. Think about if you're
Oh,
a Browns or a
gosh.
Vikings fan living in California. You got to get up at 6:15 on a Sunday morning to watch
That's-
Dylan Gabriel take on Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz in Ireland
Over
or wherever they're
35 and a
playing.
half. Over 35 and a half.
Or UK.
Lock it in.
Oh my God, you're taking the bait. That game's going to be
I'm
14
eating the
to
bait.
10. That's 14 to 10. All right, touchdown scores.
Easily put.
Peyton?
I'm going Jonathan Taylor. Scratch pick. I looked through a bunch of different
Oh.
names. And
Took my pick.
Oh, did I
You
really?
look quick with that one.
Yeah, I took my
quick.
pick.
Just the first
Yeah.
easy pick against the Raiders. I need help. I need someone to freaking score a touchdown. So I'm going Jonathan Taylor scratch pick.
All right, Tony.
Some people may start looking at me differently because I love tight ends. So I'm going Dallas Goedert plus 360.
Well, I always go for the 2-pointer again.
We're going for it.
Going for the 2-pointer.
Love me some tight ends.
And the fact that he chose a Philly guy is disgusting. All right. With my pick, I'm also going to go chalk Devon A-Chain.
Okay.
Okay.
Raiders defense is ass. Touchdowns. Running backs are scoring touchdowns on him this season. So Devon A-Chain. They don't have any Tyreek Hill this week. So he's going to be a heavy player in the passing offense. Obviously going to run the football too. So that's my pick.
Whose defense is bad? You say the Raiders?
Raiders.
They're playing the
Raiders.
Panthers.
Oh, the Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought Raiders. I'm pulling a Peyton.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because on the book, they're right next to each other. Either way, I want Devon A-Chain.
That's fine.
I knew they were playing a bad team.
That's fine. That's two of us.
I'm
now.
going to
That's
just,
two of
I'm
us.
done podcasting today. I suck ass.
All right. Cool.
No, I know why I thought it was the Raiders because my pick was Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry. That's why. That makes sense now.
No, you're
Listen,
cool.
I have backup.
Good
No,
save,
that
good
was
save.
it. That was on me, but I did have Jonathan Taylor. I did just mention
Good
that.
save,
That's why I
good
thought
save.
the Raiders. But yes, Devon A-Chain against the Panthers. Even better. Panthers stink. Panthers, Canadian Football League. So,
Fair
cool.
enough.
God, that might be my stink bomb is that I don't even know who's playing who, and my overtime rules are horrendous and they reek.
All right, do y'all want to
But,
talk
yeah,
about college
this-
football? Because y'all talked about it a lot last week, and there were some pretty big games. But I know we're
James Franklin, stinker in the big ones.
Can't win the big one.
What an atrocious ending to that game. Drew Aller, man, I mean, what was he thinking on that pass in OT? That was god-awful. For them to come all the way back and then to just blow it in OT, that's got to be such a deflation station at State College, walking out of there on a pick in overtime to end the game.
He doesn't have that dog in him.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Whiteout
And James
kid
Franklin
can't win
doesn't
a big
either. James Franklin is just never going to do it. He's never going to do it. I almost put in a future at the beginning of the year for Penn State to win it all, and I'm so happy I didn't.
Well, aren't you glad? I got to
I'm
say
very
this.
glad.
Alabama all the way back. All the way
yeah,
back.
they are.
Wow. And they finally beat Kirby Smart for the first time since when? I don't even remember the last time they beat Georgia in the Natty title game.
Yeah, a long
I
time.
can't
ago,
remember.
Yeah,
But Kalen DeBoer probably got himself off the hot seat this weekend. Alabama's
said it last
offense, Alabama's offense looked electric. And Georgia's defense is usually really good, but they made them look kind of silly. So I'm glad Alabama's back, but also South Carolina has to play Alabama soon, so that's going to be kind of atrocious as well.
well,
Yeah, but you guys.
And the other,
big win.
no, Kentucky stinks. Other big game of the week, Lane Kiffin got his Ole Miss Rebels into the top 5. How about that?
And
How about
spit on his daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah. Is LSU, I mean, I thought LSU was a surefire college football playoff team, but their week 1 win against Clemson, not looking as good. And then this game against Ole Miss, they got off to a slow start.
Hey, Ole Miss is really good, though. They've been playing great all year.
Ole Miss is really good. Really good football team. But they're going to choke, too. They choke every single year.
Never know.
I don't know. That's my college football. That's my college football talk. I didn't come as prepared for college football this week, but
one thing to bring up.
You got a nugget for us, Peyton?
Yeah, real quick, is that Washington looked freaking terrible, Anthony. So if anyone betted or thought about that picking behind Washington, like you said, for Ohio State, they look terrible.
I'm not going to lie. That probably was me that said that.
Was it you,
I'm
Johnny?
a mush.
All right.
Well, you said it, but I thought it, so we're double mushed it.
Because when y'all were talking about it last week, I was like, maybe typically Washington's a pretty good team. Haven't been too polished this year. They came out so flat. They were just looking.
Well, their offense was horrendous. They came out. The game was close to start. Ohio State came out kind of slow. I think it was what was it, like 13-0 at half, 13-3. It was still a game. And what it finished 28-6. Washington's offense 24-6. Washington's offense just never got going. Yeah. But I think next week's slate, what do we have? Florida State, Miami. I think that's the best game of the week next week. That'll be a true. Florida State coming off a really bad loss. Let's face it. They finally jump into the top 10, and then they lose to who? They lose to Virginia. Virginia, right? Virginia.
Yeah,
they lose to Virginia on a Friday night. I mean, you can't do that if you're Florida State. They were 7.5-point favorites. You got to get the job done against Florida, but now's their chance to redeem themselves against Carson Beck. I love how I was a year early on the Carson Beck Heisman ticket because he's going to win it this year, and it's just going to be a spit in my face.
You were a year delayed.
I was a year early. I was a year early.
You're one step ahead, and I think we're also going to get to see what Vanderbilt's worth.
Yeah, it's going to be such a good game.
That's where how about game day? Game day this week. Alabama, Vanderbilt. Who would have thought that 4 years ago?
Nobody. But I mean, you got to think about it. Last year when they took them down, they took the polls to the damn. I don't even know what rivers in Nashville.
To the river.
They took it to the river. Now they got to travel to Alabama. We'll see what happens.
That would be so hilarious if Alabama beats Georgia, gets back on the horse, and then loses to Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt again. Oh my gosh, I would love that.
I'm surprised you're not on Vanderbilt hate watch after they smoked you.
Well, they smoked us because we lost Sellers in the second quarter of that game, and then we just shit the bed. I mean, we had Luke Doty playing quarterback, who's been there since I was there.
That's crazy.
Look, you don't want to talk to me about a hurt quarterback. I don't want to hear nothing about that. All right.
Wait. Do you want to talk Syracuse about as much as we talked Ryder Cup?
Well, Steve, yeah, just about. I just got to say this. I miss Steve Angeli. That's all. I hope he gets better.
That's
Ricky
our
Collins'
Syracuse
ass.
stuff.
Yeah, they didn't go and whoop
That's
up
Ricky
on
Collins'
Duke,
ass.
that's for sure.
I can't help it. I thought we were going to whip up on Duke, but you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
Ricky Collins
You got
is not
absolutely your shit handed to you.
Yeah.
And they smacked you in the face with your own shit.
At home.
At home. That's what happened. You know they throw a pie. You know how they throw a pie in your face? They threw a piece of dog shit in your face and wiped it everywhere.
All right, that's it. We lost. Let's move on.
Well,
right.
I think I got two more. I want to make sure we go through the right games. We're Miami and Florida State. That's going to be a great Florida classic. And then talking about Florida, Ant, I know you're a big Florida guy. Do you think they have a chance against Texas?
No, not a chance.
No?
What's the line on that game? What's
6.5.
the fucking line on that game?
6.5.
6.5?
Yeah. It's not that bad. I mean, I've seen crazier upsets. So,
God, Vegas kills me, man. I'm thinking that line's going to be like 17.5.
dude, it might.
You can't touch that game.
You can't mess with it.
Touch
That
game.
could be a good sneaky upset. And I have
kinda
Texas
think-
in the national championship. So
I'm kind of
Arch is so unpredictable. And Florida is their coach is already fired. Let's face it, he is. He's already fired. They wanted to fire him last year, but that game's a straight toss up. I don't know what to think.
they have been losing all the big games. Yeah, well, that's good for college football talk. So
Yeah. Well, Tony, you got a stink bomb of the week to wrap us up?
Yeah, I do. It's bad. So we go to Atlantic City this weekend, right? I'm ripping it up in the club, you know. I said I was weaning off the bars, but we all know that's bullshit. Ripping it up in the club, and we had a booth, and I was in the elevated surface, and I thought I could dance. I thought I had it in me. Thought I had that dog in me. Turns out that booth was a little further than I thought it was. And I went down. And my knees fucked. It's so bad that I've had to ice it the last 3 nights, and I could barely walk. Making it up the stairs is a challenge.
That's horrendous.
I probably should go to the doctor. It's bad. Like it's like black and blue. Like bad enough to where I'm not gonna post the picture on this podcast. I'm not gonna show you guys how bad it is.
It's horrendous. It's bad.
I've been sitting here all week and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do because I'm in the middle of old man softball season. I'm trying to grind it out, but yeah, I fell in the club. Made myself look like an idiot. Nobody saw it, at least. I mean, you didn't see me fall. Nobody saw me fall. I fell all by. That's the best. When something super embarrassing happens to you and nobody sees it, you get it out of the way. You just move on and act like nothing happened.
I was ice. I couldn't see shit in that club.
Yeah, no.
I had
dude, you were 3 sheets to the wind, dude. You might as well have not been there. How about being one of our buddies? Our buddies didn't even make it to the club. He was in bed. He fell asleep.
Yeah, that's
He couldn't even
awful.
make it down there.
At least I made it.
Yeah, but no, my knee's destroyed. I don't know. Inside, it's MCL, meniscus. Something's fucked up in there. It's not good. We're gonna give it a week, but I'm on the IL. I'm on the IL, and I could be on the IL for a very long time, which really sucks because I'm training for a 10K, and there's just I can't even go to the gym because I can't lift because I need to use my leg to do any other workout. Like I could do some workouts without my leg. But at that point, it's like, it's fucking pointless being here because it hurts to walk. Like, it legitimately hurts to walk. Like, I'm going to get up after this podcast, that bed right behind me, I'm going to go lay in it, and I'm probably not going to move for the rest of the night.
I hope for your sake that thing heals up because a bum knee is absolutely.
Oh, you saw it. It's bad.
It's really bad. It's awful. I feel really bad for you.
And should I go to the doctor? Yes. But am I an idiot? Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. You ain't going to the doctor.
No, I do the same shit with the shoulder, man. It'll go away eventually.
That's what I say.
That's what you do.
I dropped my pen. My stink bomb of the week is actually rolling off the same club because I'm sitting there, pumping fists, having a good time. Next thing you know, I'm wearing Tony's Red Bull vodka, like full, all because he's going like this. And when he's going like this, I'm demonstrating in the camera, by the way. He knocks my drink into Philadelphia. My drink transported from Atlantic City to Philadelphia. And it was all over my shirt. It literally looked like it monsooned on my shirt in the club. My stink bomb of the week would have been the casino because the casino just absolutely chewed me up and spit me out. But I managed to go on 2 of the hottest blackjack runs of my life.
I cannot believe what I witnessed.
On Sunday night and Monday morning before we left, I just went on an absolute scorcher. So that wasn't my stink bomb because I walked away with the exact amount of cash I came with, which is absolutely bonkers.
You didn't tell the people, though, what you did after I spilled the drink.
Oh, I threw my drink right on Tony. It was eye for an eye at that point.
You returned the favor.
Listen, I was petty. I was petty drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I was pissed off.
You know what's funny?
That was a bitch move. I'm willing to admit it was a bitch move.
You know what was funny about after that? That was not maybe 2 minutes after I had fallen. I had fell, got back up, and I was in so much pain. I was trying to get myself back into the mood. So I was doing the hard Jersey fist bump because I was in so much fucking pain. Next thing I know, I'm soaked. So I'm soaked and I got a bum knee and I'm in the club and I'm like, fuck.
This is my formal apology to you for that. I feel bad. That was a bitch move. No, I do. I feel bad. That was really petty of me. I was really drunk. I had 1 too many, 3 too many, 4 too many. I got to learn from that.
Permission to show the video of you with the club on the podcast.
Yeah, we can pump it out there for the people. It was nothing bad. One of my buddies comes up to me.
He's just sitting there looking like, no, he's legit sitting there looking like he's just like not, I can't even explain it. He was dazed and confused. He looked like he had no idea where he was.
So listen, like I said, 4 too many, 5 too many. I'm sitting at blackjack after the club. It's about, the birds are getting ready to chirp. They're prepping their lungs to chirp. And I'm sitting there, and I have a Surfside, and I have what's the other drink called? A Sun Cruiser. I have a Sun Cruiser.
Yeah, I was at the
and Anthony looks at me. He's like,
Where'd you get that?
Where'd you get the Sun Cruiser? And I just looked at him. I'm like, what? And I looked down. I'm like, holy shit. I got a full boy sitting right there. I got a full drink.
You know what's crazy?
And meanwhile, here I am. I'm hitting 16. I'm hitting 16 on the 21. 16 on the 21 just to pull king. With a full Sun Cruiser and a Surfside next to me. I had no business being at that table that night.
What's crazy is they don't sell Sun Cruisers anywhere in the casino. I have no idea where you got that thing. Because I love those things. I was looking for them all weekend. I have no idea where that appeared.
I have no clue.
And
Also, the picture.
The next night we go down there and he's drinking the same Sun Cruiser. He didn't even.
I saved it.
He took it up to the room with him.
Yeah, I took it up. Saved it for later. I'm not gonna throw it in the garbage.
Can I give an honorable mention, Stink Bomb?
Yeah.
So Thursday night we get there. I go way too fucking hard. Way too hard. We had a 1 p.m. tea time. I wake up at noon for a 1 p.m. tea time. I stroll into the course.
The course is 30 minutes away.
Course is 30 minutes away. I get there about 12:45, about 12:50. Couldn't even hit range balls. I was in shambles. Hungover, anxious. I'm having a panic attack. Johnny calls me in the first tee. He's like, "You're good?" I threw up on holes 4, 8, 12, and 15.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
And I shot 80. And the only reason why I shot 80 was because this douchebag next to me, in the same podcast with me, took the pin out on 8. He was playing in the group front of me. He took the pin out on 18.
Listen, the wind just picked up the flag and it just left it there. I don't know what's
I thought I had one. I thought I had 150 yards in. I had 110. I flew the green by 40 yards. Ended up double.
Just a nice little joke for you.
Didn't have a double all day.
My honorable mention, Stink Bomb, is the fact that I couldn't get my driver past the ladies' tees, and there I was, pants down.
Yeah, you did have to
5 iron into the woods.
You did have to take your pants down.
Yeah. My swing looked so bad in that picture, too. I was like, how the hell do I even hit that golf ball? I looked at the picture, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, I don't even think like, when I'm swinging, I don't even feel like I looked that bad, but I looked at that, and I almost puked.
Did our cousin mention to you about that same video I took of him the week before? About how when you look at you think your swing feels so good, and then you look at the video of your swing,
oh,
like,
my God. It looks
so
awful.
bad.
Oh, my God.
So bad. Peyton, you're not a degenerate like us. Did you have anything bad happen to you this week? You have a Stink Bomb?
I didn't have too much going on. No, I
pretty calm week.
Yeah, pretty easy going. Stayed in, hung out the dog, So I can't relate, but you guys talking about golf makes me want to golf bad. Dude, we should have a segment.
Question.
Us three should golf. We should have like a little segment going. One time on the podcast.
Trust me, I would love to golf, bro, but I may be out.
In the future. And hear me out. Us three, we meet up, we go golfing. That's our pod. We talk while we golf for an hour.
Could be fun. Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Peyton, question.
Put it in the works.
Question. You were supposed to fill in for my softball team Thursday. I have no idea. I called that when I called to tell you the game was canceled. I was wasted. Did you end up leaving? Did you end up going to Raleigh Thursday?
No, so I didn't have to go. Someone said that they had a buddy that was going to sub in, so I was like, no biggie. I won't drive the 3 hours or whatever. And
because I was going to say that's got to be your Stink Bomb if you drove all the way because he
so
canceled
I got
the game
saved.
an hour before
However, my buddy who lives towards me, as you know, he was called in. And he was 2/3 of the way there. He drove an hour and a half before he got the call. Hey, bro, it's canceled. So he had to just turn around and drive an hour and a half back to his fiance. I was like, tough luck, bro. Tough luck.
That's tough.
That's a Stink Bomb.
He got back at like 10 p.m. and he lost 3 hours of his day like that. So
that stinks out loud.
I don't know why they're canceling the game at 7:45 for an 8:45 game though. That's brutal.
It's pretty tough. Yeah, it's bad. That's by the time when we were playing all the time, we would get there an hour ahead just to hang out and watch the games before or whatever. That's tough. I mean, that's borderline. You're already there.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's brutal.
Oh well.
So
what are you gonna do? All right. Well, another episode, another day. Episode 50. We're officially 50 in the books, halfway to 100.
Halfway, baby. Let's get it.
So.
Yep. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for episode 50, and stay tuned for next week.
Peace.